Welcome to another Indie Dev Showcase, highlighting the many indie games we play here on the channel. If you'd like to submit a game for a future video, please reach out. But otherwise, let's begin. We are starting things off with Silence of the Sirens. The footage you're seeing is taken from the demo that was released in late 2024. The game was released onto early access as well, and what you see may not represent the current version of it. We spent a little bit of time with the demo, and what we have here is a sci-fi take on the Heroes of Might and Magic formula. So you will be, once again, building your various cities in order to acquire different units. Your units will become part of your army along with your kind of main hero, and you will get into turn-based combat, fighting the myriads of enemies, trying to take over the land, and hopefully winning the campaign. Each faction, of course, has different units, different strengths, weaknesses, and all that great stuff. Now, with this being a demo, and we were unable to really give this one like a full play, but there's definitely a lot of promise here for fans of that particular style of turn-based strategy design. So this one definitely comes with a recommendation from me if you are looking for another take on the Heroes formula, but wanting a little bit of sci-fi as opposed to fantasy. We now go to Robotnik's Ring Racers. This is a kind of fan-made take merging Sonic and Mario Kart into one of the most challenging kart racers I've seen in some time. Now, this is only available from the developer's site for very obvious reasons. Now, what we have here is essentially a take on this formula to make it as advanced as possible. You know you're going to be in for a challenge when the required tutorial is about 30 minutes long, and there are multiple optional and advanced tutorials to go on top of that. So you'll be doing all the kart racing goodness of trying to keep one step ahead of the enemy, collecting rings to boost your speed, and learning how to drift around corners like a pro. This one is definitely on the challenging side. The AI is merciless, as there is no rubber banding, and it will happily lap you again and again and laugh as they keep passing you. But this one grew into a lot of popularity. It's only grown bigger since it was released in late 2024. And if you somehow have missed this, and you love kart racing, looking for one of the most complicated and technically rewarding takes on the market, then you definitely need to play this one. We now turn to Darwake, Awakening from the Nightmare. This is a 2D kind of puzzle platformer in a very similar style and motif of Little Nightmares. You play as Darwin, a boy who is, well, trapped in a nightmare where a bunch of strange creatures are apparently trying to get him. And we must use the power of platforming and, of course, pushing lots and lots of objects to try and survive. I really like the creature designs and general art style and aesthetic that we have here, going for, again, this nightmare vibe. The problem, the demo itself was very short, about 10 minutes long, and we really didn't get a chance to see kind of anything unique or standing out with this one in terms of its mechanics. The only exception would be kind of using your owl friend in order to collect different items and kind of float around to do some basic puzzle solving. Still, I really like the aesthetic of this one, and if you are a fan of the Little Nightmares, horror vibe, then you definitely want to give this one a try if you missed out on the demo when it was first released. We now switch to Surmount. This is a mountain climbing roguelite. You are trying to climb the most dangerous mountain on the planet that's so dangerous, the peaks randomly generate each time you try and climb it. And you must use physics, ropes, and any items you find along the way in order to climb this place. The roguelite elements come in with completing various objectives and doing bonus challenges in order to lock new items that can show up, shortcuts, things along those lines. Now we're going for kind of a simulated physics, as you'll need to propel your character by flinging themselves in various directions, all while keeping track of your kind of grip meter along the way. Now this one can be a little bit on the challenging side. The kind of use of physics can lead to some jankiness when you're trying to swing right and you'll hit one random object while you're in the air and it completely throws off your entire momentum and you go tumbling down. If you run out of health, you will return back to the base of the mountain. You'll be forced to climb it up again. I found this one to be okay. The physics here definitely take some getting used to, and I wasn't quite sure just like how much there is in terms of persistence to make things easier for you. If you're a fan of kind of mountain climbing challenges and looking for a roguelite-ish take on them, then you should give this one a try. We now go to Tiny Rogues. The footage you're seeing is taken from early access and may not represent the current version of it. We have a very all-encompassing and meaty twin-stick shooter style roguelike. You are, well, trying to become immortal, and you're going to fight the forces of heaven, hell, and the Reaper in order to do so. And you will be exploring different areas with different characters. Now, as with any good action roguelike, you'll choose some different characters, each representing a different class. This will affect their starting gear, as well as special perks. And oh boy, does this game have lots of special perks to it. You have different randomly chosen perks you get as you level up, along with being able to find a myriad of gear. Gear can belong to different sets, and you'll need to balance kind of how much your character can hold or weight while you're dealing with all the other good stuff. The challenge in this one will also extend further as there is progressive difficulty ascension modes, there is roguelite kind of perks you can unlock that add more features, challenges, and other things that can show up over the course of a run. And this is one of those games where it can start off a little bit on the slower side, but can easily devolve into screen-filling madness of explosions, effects, and more explosions from you and the enemy. This one at the start can be on the easier side if you're used to anything like a Bind of Isaac, Enter the Gungeon, but it can get quite challenging if you're going for the bonus challenges and kind of the beyond the normal game routes, and there are quite a few of them, there are even more coming. This game has already seen many different updates and upgrades since it was put into early access, and there are more coming down the line, even as the time of me recording this footage. If you love games like Enter the Gungeon, Bind of Isaac, twin stick shooting, that whole deal, then this is a very easy recommendation, and I can't wait to play this game when it finally hits 1.0 at some point and really dive into it. And for the last game of this week's showcase, we turn to Delusion. This is an open world CRPG. You exist in a strange land filled with ancient gods, creatures, and more, where all life takes place on floating continents. You have been released from prison in order to track down a criminal, and you must explore this strange land, grow in power, and try to deduce the mysteries of what is happening. This is a just full buy CRPG experience. If you're someone who likes the stylings of the Elder Scrolls games, specifically the older ones, and a game that you can easily get lost in terms of the sheer size and scope of the world, right off the bat you will love this game. The general mechanics here is going to be, of course, a mix of exploration, combat, and puzzle solving. You'll be able to upgrade your character with different stats, which will affect what your abilities and options will be at any given time. You can improve sets to make it easier to spot hidden traps or items in the world, which is required if you want that feature. Like, this is not a game where you can just click around and you'll find a hidden thing. You must have the correct perception in order to do so. And this one can be on the challenging side. Again, we're going for old school CRPG, so don't be expecting Dark Souls styles of parrying, dodging, and getting to combat like that. This is a game that is meant for a very specific audience, and while I'm not a huge old school CRPG fan like this, if you're someone who loves that particular era of RPG design and you miss this one, then you definitely need to play it. But if you're not a fan of games where it'll just tell you, go out, and that's it, that's your entire guidance for trying to figure out what it is you should be doing, where you should be going, what your next objective is, then this is not going to be the game for you, and it's not really a game designed to kind of make you fall in love with that particular style. So this one, like I said, may be a niche experience, but if you fall into it, you're going to find a very enjoyable and sizable game to play. And with that, we're done with this week's showcase. Then what do you think about these games down in the comments, and be sure to check them out. And as I said at the start, you're looking to your game for a future stream and showcase, please reach out. Thanks for watching, and I will see everyone for our next video and our next showcase coming real soon. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.